Hi, everybody. This is Beth McCullough. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Iowa, and I do live videos every Tuesday at 7 Central with my sweet husband, Steve.
Hi, everybody.
But it's not Tuesday, but it is new catalog launch. We are so excited about the new catalog.
Can't hardly contain myself.
So I do product shares, and Steve is thrilled that our dining room is covered with products from the new catalog. Right, Steve?
You know, the only good thing is it's also money. It converts into sales.
It's money. Yeah, I guess. It's a good way to look at it, honey. So anyway, we would love it if you like our video, if you would come and subscribe to my Stamping Mom YouTube channel. It's a channel. That's what it's called.
That's what I'm here for.
Here's one of the things we're making today, but it incorporates several of my favorite products, and I'm excited to tell you about those. The first thing is I've heard that a lot of demonstrators overlooked the dots and spots dies. Now, I don't want you to overlook it. So it's just a single metal die, but if you like polka dots, you're going to love this. So when you look at this card, I took a piece of sweet sorbet and ran it through the die, and then you see the parakeet party underneath. It almost looks like it's designer series paper, but it's not. I've been asked, is it easy? Do the dots come out easy? Yes, they do. I've been using my brush. There is a brush that comes on the U-Pick 2 tool. But this, whatever you want to use. Also, I use the tool itself to poke it out. But getting the dots out is not hard. It is a little bit messy, and I have a tip for that. I use a lint roller, and as you can see, there are some spare dots on here.
It's well used.
And then I rip it off. But in the defense of the dots and spots, I use this roller to clean up embossing powder and spots all the time. So every day after I craft, I roll this around, sometimes even on the floor if I don't want to vacuum. So if you don't mind a few dots around, you're going to love this die. Are you convinced, honey? Do you want the die?
I think that you did a great job.
Okay. Another thing I used on this card that's in the new catalog is the stylish shapes. Now on here, I used the second largest of the circles, and I'm thrilled to have stitched shapes back again. So the second largest is this basic white circle. And then I use this banner here for the happy birthday. So this is another set of dies I would highly recommend. This, of course, is from the Cup of Tea suite. It's a beautiful stamp set and dies, and I used all of that for there. When I cut out dies, when I have extra ones I end up not using, I just put them in a little cello bag, and I keep them in here because next time I'm sure I want limes or little red flowers or hearts, and they're already cut for me. Now, the happy birthday itself is so cute, and it comes from the Party Puffins. This was in last year's catalog, but it did carry over, and I would buy this set just to get this happy birthday. It's a good, strong happy birthday of a great size. Now, if you're not convinced you need the happy birthday just for this, I thought I would show you a card in my favorite color. So my new in color favorite is Tahitian Tide, and I combined that with the Party Puffins, and I came up with this fun fold. It lays flat, and then you pick it up, and you have a little goldfish with bubbles coming out of his mouth. There's stitching around the happy birthday. I don't know if that shows up on the camera. And then these guys also have the goldfish, and then there's an ice flow. The layering diorama is in there. So this was a super fun card.
This card really makes her happy.
It does make me happy. I have a video on Stamping Mom if you want to check that out, showing how to make the card. But Party Puffins, you need it for the happy birthday. Now for this card, I used other in colors. The way I chose these is I wanted Sweet Sorbet for the heart, and I wanted Parakeet Party because I needed green leaves. And I think Orchid Oasis looks really pretty with those colors. So that is how I chose the in colors and why Tahitian Tide got left behind. Okay, so we're going to start out. There's a banner for this, Steve. We're going to use Sweet Sorbet, and it's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4 for our card base. Then I took a piece of Parakeet Party. There's another banner for this, and it's 4 by 5 1/4, and then I ran it through the dots and spots dies. And this is how, look, there's a little Sweet Sorbet dot on here. But that is how it comes out. Now, when I glue this on, I do bring out my silicone mat, and I just kind of avoid and use just a tiny little bit of glue. I kind of try to make a line of really thin glue and just avoid. It's like skiing and doing moguls, honey.
I was going to say, I was trying to figure out what it was like. It's almost like Connect 4.
Is it like Connect 4? I hadn't thought of that.
Only there's more than 4 dots on there.
So if you ever join us live, Steve likes to tell stories along with do technology.
But I was told we were doing a shorter video today.
Yes. No stories for you, honey. Some people will be disappointed. Some people really like your stories.
Well, I am going to ask you some questions here. I'm going to zing you with some to see what you can tell me.
Okay. I have one more banner on there. This is the Orchid Oasis. Can you put up the banner?
Sorry. I'm just really slow on the draw today. I've got one job.
So this is from the 2022 to 24 In Color Designer Series paper. This is amazing. Another one of my favorites. And I don't know, I might have to buy another package because I've used a lot of it already. So I cut a 3-inch by 3-inch square, and then I cut it diagonally. And half of it I used on this card, and the other half I'm going to use on the card I'm making for you. So I'm just making the same card in different colors.
You're recycling.
I am. I had to use the other half of the triangle, right?
Right.
It has pretty plaid on the other side, which is fun. I wish you were live watching this. You could leave a comment and tell me what your favorite new in color is.
I think mine is the Tahitian Tide because I like the name.
The Tahitian Tide?
Yes.
And you learned how to spell Tahitian over it. Me too. I didn't know how to do that.
You know what that means, though? That means we have to go there now.
Wouldn't that be fun to go there? I would love that.
It's on the bucket list.
So like I said before, we got out the stylish shapes and used the second largest for the circle. And so far, everything is just flat. I like doing dimensionals and popping things up, but I'm going to leave that for the end. So it is a cold, rainy day in Iowa. We've had a lot of cold, rainy days lately, haven't we?
Well, it's ironic that it turned to May, and you would think spring is here. But boy, it's cold today.
Not so much. So for the tag, I stamped the happy birthday from the Party Puffins, and I used the white emboss powder and the heat tool. I'm putting 3 dimensionals on the back, and then I did cut it out with this die right here. So I'm going to take these off and pop it right up.
So should I ask my question now?
I do. I'm ignoring you. I do like bright and happy colors. So these in colors are right up my alley. And I'm going to put this on so it covers just the edge of these two and kind of fills in this space. I'm scared of your question.
Well, it's about the coffee cup and how the leaves got on the coffee cup. Is it a designer coffee cup?
It's a designer coffee cup.
So that's the painting that's on the coffee cup.
Right. And I'm going to show you how they got on there. So there's a die to cut out the designer leaf part. And then I cut out the coffee cup in Parakeet Party. So you can use your glue and adhere it. But I thought with you watching, I might get glue all over. So I did run it through with our Sizzix adhesive sheets. So I turned the designer part of the coffee cup, as Steve would call it, into a sticker. So I'm just going to remove the sticker.
See, this would be hard for me. I'd end up tearing it because it seems like it's pretty delicate.
It is a little bit delicate, but if I go slowly, it should be okay. It is easier just taking this off and adhering it than it would be gluing it on with people watching, right?
Yeah, but now, see, you're going for the second try.
Wait, you're putting pressure on me.
I know. I'm teasing you.
Ah,
I should stop doing that now.
you should stop teasing me. Yes, you should.
Just MacGyvered a little bit.
Yeah. The good thing is with making cards, we don't need to be perfect. But I think it looks nice.
It does look nice.
Now,
You did a great job.
I put 3 Stampin' dimensionals on the back. Earlier, I was talking about how we want to pop everything up.
You know what? I think you have a coffee cup like that.
You know, I should have gone and got it
I'm
out.
gonna
And
go
you know
get it.
something? Get the Orchid Oasis one, honey. Do you think he'll know which one is the Orchid Oasis? Okay, we didn't talk about this before the video. He just figured that out as we were
I know
stamping.
where you got your inspiration now.
You know something? I didn't even think about that coffee cup. But look at that. An Orchid Oasis with leaves on it. So I do love this coffee cup. The only issue with it is I can't microwave it. But it's a great color, and it does actually match Orchid Oasis
And
perfectly.
It inspired your card.
It did, and I didn't even know it.
Yep.
So then I ran this little tag die through with Orchid Oasis, and see these little hearts? It's Sweet Sorbet. Now we have Stampin' Dimensionals, and we have mini Stampin' Dimensionals. And for the little heart, I needed like a quarter of a mini. So should we invent mini Stampin' Dimensionals?
What would you call micro?
Micro. We need some micro Stampin' Dimensionals. So I just cut it apart, and I went ahead and popped it up on this little tag. And then I love the bow. Okay, so the In Color Baker's Twine Pack, highly recommend this. Another one of my favorites. We should count up how many favorites. You get like 5 favorites from me today. I would love to hear truly what your favorite things in the new catalog is. This is the Sweet Sorbet twine, and I just tied it in a little bow, and I adhered it with a glue dot. But I could not do that with you watching. So pretend you watched. Okay. Actually, it would take up too much of your time too.
You're just being
I'm
cognizant of people's time.
I'm being considerate. I know you don't want to spend that much time watching. Okay, so I'm just going to attach this and make it look like it's attached to the handle, which is kind of fun. And that is really all there is to it. So I showed you my favorite colors, my favorite dyes. How many of you are now going to get the dots and spots die? It's awesome. And also remember, you need the happy birthday from the Party Puffins. So, and check out that video on Stamping Mom if you want to make this card. Super fun. But there's so many beautiful things in the new catalog.
I have an idea for you. What if we switched cups and this cup was over here and this cup was over here?
Really? Would that look better?
I don't know. I just am very curious.
Another thing, sometimes we have train wrecks on Tuesday nights, and typically it's when Steve decides
we should change something.
We should change something.
She was all done. Do you notice that? I waited until she got completely done.
What time is it?
Ready
what
to end the video. And I'm like, this went way too well. I need to throw her a curveball. What curveball could I throw?
You know something?
It's not working.
I glued it on really good. But if you go and make this card, take Steve's suggestion. You know, it might actually look better with the green cup on here. I just didn't think of it. But, and I do think when you make a card, every variation gets better and better and you make improvements. And that's a good thing too. Well, there are so many videos that you can watch on this catalog launch. I think there's a new video every hour. And I hope you enjoy all the demonstrators and all their demonstrations. And you can make your wish list and pick out everything that you want. So if you live in the United States and you don't already have a demonstrator, I hope that you'll come check out Stamping Mom on my blog and my YouTube channel. I hope everyone has a blessed day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.